You
All
are
right,
live.
we are live.
We are
All
live. All
right,
right.
yay! Shalom, shalom,
Shalom.
Shabbat shalom, Shabbat
Shabbat
shalom.
shalom. Please let us know if you can hear us. Whoever comes in the room, whoever gets in here first, please let us know if we sound all right.
Mm-hmm.
I
We
do
had
see
to
the microphone is working. See that little indicator is moving.
we had to do a little bit of finagling,
Yeah.
last minute finagling. So we are trying to make sure our sound is okay. Can you hear us?
Grace. Just before we get
Shalom,
started,
shalom.
just to
Can you hear us?
just to make sure that we're
This is gonna be on our video. How come every time we start a video, it's always like this?
this is just a new thing.
Okay, you can hear us. Okay, okay, great, great, great. Shabbat shalom, y'all. Shabbat shalom.
Shalom,
It has
y'all.
been a minute, a half, and a third. Right on, right on. But we are glad to be here. All is well with us, y'all. I know it's been a long time. It's been a long time, long time. All is well with us. We, I don't like most people know. Most people know. But we are a family of 8
Mhm.
and we have 6 children, obviously, 2 plus 6, and five, five out of our 6 are 9 and under. So that should spell it out
That
for
says
you.
it all.
But we have had a lot going on, a lot of good things, some trials, but Yah is good. And just the inner workings of day in and day out. But things have shifted a little bit, so I'm able to rest a little bit more. And so we just couldn't wait. We couldn't wait. So much has been happening. So much has been building. And every time, we're tuned in. We're tuned in, and we're like, yo, like this is happening, that's happening, that happening. Like, man, I need to get on. I need to get on. I need to get on. It's gotten to the point where it's gotten so hyped. Like we are at such a point that it's like we can't wait any longer. We can't wait any longer. So I appreciate you waiting patiently. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for saying it's good to see our faces. T's real. So we're here. We're here, and we're ready to chop it up with y'all and just kind of like let's talk. You know what I mean? It's been a minute, a long minute. You know how we do. We just want to chop it up, and we just want to express what we see is happening, and hear what you guys think is happening. Just like bounce back off of each other, back and forth. So, is there anything you would like to say, honey?
Just glad to be here. I know it's been a while. I'm not going to repeat too much of what she said, but it's a whole process to get on here. And thankfully, everything worked out. And we're just going to talk about some things, things that we see, maybe some things that you see, um, and just to kind of break down things like this country is breaking down. We're going to also break down the breakdown.
Right. I like that. That was cute.
That's off the dome.
That was cute. Okay. So we're gonna, give it a couple more minutes and let more people just kind of come through. And so before we get started, I will say this, y'all. I will say this. If there was ever a time that you were gonna stick with us through like a whole live, I would say that this would be the time. I'm just saying, if there was ever a time that I feel like we have some gems today. We have some gems today, and just bear with us as we kind of try to gather everything. As husband and wife, we spend a good portion of time just bouncing off back and forth all day, and then we have so many like good things that we're sharing amongst each other, and we're like, man, we want to share that with y'all too. And so just bear with us, but hang in there with us as we try to like pull it all together. You know what I mean? And I just if I can say that some things will be speculation, right? None of us can completely 100% call anything and be like, this is what's gonna happen. None of us can call it. You know what I'm saying? 100% without a shadow of a doubt. But I feel like we have some pretty good speculations.
Well, what we have learned to do, what a lot of us have learned to do, is hone in on pattern recognition. And that is a key component of our ability to interpret the times is recognizing the patterns,
Mm.
because the powers that should not be can't help but put themselves out there with patterns.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of their some sick ritual where they have to do things in our faces and they have to repeat history and things like that. Um, and it's gotten easier. It's gotten easier, especially, once you awaken, once you awaken, things become a little bit more, a lot more clear, a lot more clear. You're able to break down what happened in the past, how that relates to the present, and um, what our enemies have been doing along the way. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing over and over again. So we're gonna dive deeper into that. We got
Yeah.
some notes.
Yeah. Nothing
And
new under the sun.
nothing
Nothing
under
new
the
under the
sun.
sun. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. But y'all, I mean, shall we start?
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
pull up. We got some notes.
I want to say there's a lot of big obvious things happening, and so we're gonna jump into and hit those points, and let's kind of dive into it real quick. Of course, one of the big things that is happening, one of the biggest things that is happening right now, aside from the whole B system being like set up, you know what I mean? It's like building a car. The car is built and they're just ready for somebody to get in and take off, in that mud. You know what I'm saying? Aside from that, that's a whole nother different discussion. We have to throw that in there too. But man, you could spend a whole hour and a half, breaking down Revelation 13, how we're seeing it, But the big thing that is happening right now, the huge thing is this government shutdown, right? Mm-hmm. And boy, if it don't get on my nerves to see, the play that's happening, the theater that's happening, it is the manipulation that's happening to the minds of those that, aren't necessarily, they're still kind of snoozing, you know what I mean? And it's, the left wants this and the right wants this, and then the manipulation of the radical list, the radical left, and the right, just it's witchcraft to continuously use certain terms and phrases over and over again to drive those things in your head, and I have to be kind, for the, I don't want to say, okay, for those that aren't exactly witty, when they drive that witchcraft into your mind and use these phrases and it's conditioning. Yeah, conditioned. When they do that, they go, yeah, those people, yeah, the left, yeah, the right, yeah. They're playing this whole game of left versus right, but this is an orchestrated fall. They're working together. You know what I mean? These are straight up demons. They are straight up demons. You know what I mean?
For those who have not yet walked out of the political theater, and those who are still tuned in to the political theater, it could be easily believable, I guess. Especially, since we're children, we've been, conditioned to just take in information and regurgitate it. So it's no wonder that people are sucking this stuff up, as far as the left-right paradigm, red, blue, black, white. It's just something that they have absolutely been conditioned to believe. So, as those who have stepped out of that arena, we can see the theater and we can see the strings being pulled in the background, and it's amazing that we even believed it ever. Some of us haven't ever believed it. Some of us have, but as we're right here in this spot as being awakened Israelites, we can most definitely pick apart this whole play, and that's what we're gonna do.
It's pretty disgusting, actually. Like, it makes me excuse my French, it makes me want to barf. Like, I'm like, are you serious? Do people actually believe this stuff? Like, are people thinking that they're in the middle of a some type of war, whatever the case with their left versus right? Like, they might as well, they play this game in people's faces, and then behind closed doors they're grabbing
Slapping hands.
right.
Yeah,
Hey,
bro,
that was good, bro.
yeah.
That was good. That was good. Yeah, when you said that about me, I was like, oh,
you almost took it too far.
Right. Almost took it. Yeah. So that's pretty much what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So with all that being said, y'all, this is what I think, and please elaborate, honey, on what you think. I'm gonna go straight from what I think when I see this. Okay, so this whole government shutdown thing, right? All right. So this is a key part in the, I guess, in the fall, in the purposeful fall of Babylon, in the orchestrated fall of Babylon. They say, oh, well, so and so, the left doesn't agree with, the healthcare costs that are going to skyrocket. We saw that there was going to be one example was this couple was going to have an 800% increase in their healthcare costs, right?
You've seen that online, Lisa DeBrett's channel.
So it's going to be like their insurance is going to go to like $9,800 a month, right? Who can afford that? Let's just stop right there.
And according to that news article, they already got the bill.
Yeah. So that's what. Okay. So you got, oh, they don't want healthcare to go up. Oh, well, this side doesn't. This. So they're just at a standstill. They're at a standstill. What I think. This is what I think. I think that there is a huge event coming. We're going to get into it. There's a huge event coming, and I don't believe that this government is going to open back up. I believe that they're going to ride this theater out of, oh, we can't agree, and they're playing in people's faces, and they're gonna ride right into this 9/11 type event. Let's just be honest, 9/11 type event that's gonna crash it totally out. And so I also believe that with that they're trying to incite violence, rioting, or whatever, because they're not paying people. So you got people that are going on almost 40 days no pay, right? They're trying to get people to come out into the streets. But these are things that we know. I'm going to stop right there, and I'll pick it back up after you. Is there anything that you want to share in regards to the shutdown?
There's just a word that comes to my head as far as the collapse of this country, and it's incremental breakdown. Incremental breakdown, something that is broken down in steps. Because though people might believe the news, that doesn't mean they're completely dumb. When something goes way out of whack, they're like, whoa, it's too much. You could bend a branch a good amount of ways before it breaks. So this is basically, I believe what I'm seeing as far as this country, it's incremental. You can't break it all down at once, or else you will have a revolution. If people are able to actually rise up, then there would be a revolution. So yes, increments.
And may I say something with the incremental situation? So we see things that are like you just saying, like incrementally happening, like, oh, the government shut down. Okay, now air traffic controllers aren't being paid. Now that's affecting travel. Now we have to shut down ground stop airports. Now, so there's things that are incremental, but it's happening very fast. And I gave DJ this example. I was at work on Tuesday. And a lot of you guys know I be chefing it. But anyway, so at work, and we're doing prep. Prep is basically you prep items and to gear up for service when we get ready to just cook everything on the fly. And so standing there with one of the guys that I work with, and he comes to the cutting board. We got a big cutting board, and he was like, "You want to see a trick?" And I was like, "You want to see a magic trick?" And I was like, "Sure." And so he has a box. He opens up the bottom of the box, and he lets all of the green peppers fall onto the cut board. And I was like, wow, okay. But anyways, the point is that it's going to be incremental, fast-paced increment up to the point where then they let the rest of it just all fall out at the same time. And that's what I think that 9/11 event is going to be. They've been hitting us with the increments, and then they're going to let it all just, hit the ground. You know what I mean? The rest of it. So that's all I wanted to say about that. So,
yeah, you can't build this we know that the beast system is coming, and we're not going to take too long before we actually get into our notes. We know the beast system is coming. We see the infrastructure of the beast system. We've been looking at the infrastructure of the beast system. We all have seen it. It's nothing new. Um, but before you get that, you have to destroy the current system. And now we're looking at the wrecking ball swinging toward the building at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's got its momentum, and you know it's got velocity. It's going to destroy something. And let's start diving in here.
So may I pose a question? What do you do when you are, and now mind you, military did get paid according to what I've read. Anybody in the military or still receiving funds from the military, please let me know. Correct me if I'm wrong. But what I read was there were two payments that went out, like for the military, and they don't know if the third one is going to another one is going to happen. So you got the military, not sure if the military is going to get paid. You got people that are working, going on, 40 days without any paycheck. If they do not open this thing back up, which, look, I could be totally wrong. I'm going to say that. They could open it up today, tomorrow, and be like, ooh, I guess I was wrong. But I really don't think. I think they're going to let it ride out. What happens when we reach 45 days, 60 days, no pay, right? What is that going to do to first of all, the families, you can't pay your bills, you can't eat, you can't eat off something you don't have. Yah's faithful now. So if you under the blood and you trusting in Yah, he gonna provide. What I'm saying is the average person that ain't under Yah and ain't under the blood, what are you gonna do? What is that gonna look like for the country if they don't open it up and people continue to not get paid? There will be chaos. I mean, it's gonna be chaos one way or the other, but that's just a portion of the way in which chaos will come, So,
you highlight what Karis commented there. Shalom, Karis, by the way. Shalom, everybody. This is absolutely true because this is a military country. This is their arms and their ability to make war is kind of what makes this country what it is. Absolutely. Now there's other federal employees that have been sitting at home for quite a while. I know this for a fact.
Mm-hmm.
It's starting to look pretty similar to, I don't know if you want to jump into Joshua right now.
Almost, not
okay.
Quite. I did want to show something about that. What did I do? Okay. But it's almost, go ahead, sweetheart. I'm sorry.
No. We would have to go into Jasher to really make this point. This country is intentionally starving people out. They're trying to. First with massive layoffs and furloughs.
Mm-hmm.
Next with the elimination of SNAP benefits.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to talk about that just for a second. Because it's multifaceted what they're doing. It's not just moving money around for some governmental agenda. It's to aggravate the people and to try to pull up a particular people to be able to section them out, to eliminate them. I also think it's about Depop. But it also is indicative of something that is going to definitely draw out Yahuwah's wrath on this country. And yeah.
And I want to say, I suppose we jumping all the way to that way. We're going to go ahead and get into it. But I want to say shout out to Central Growth for bringing this scripture, bringing Jasher 19 to the forefront, because her and I have been talking about what's going on, and she sent me this scripture, sent me Jasher 19, and my mouth fell open. I had to stop. I was driving. And I had to stop where I was at and read it, like mouth fell open. So we want to.
I don't mean to jump ahead.
No, sweetheart, you go. Look, because I mean it's connected, but we're going to go ahead and pull this up. And this I want to say that when we go to read Jasher 19, understand that this was the tipping point. It seems from reading it, this was the tipping point of which caused Yah to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. Because remember, Yahushua said, as in the days of Lot, so shall it be when he comes. In those days, in that time, and in the way that things are operating and moving, and the way that people are behaving and shifting, and the governments and so on and so forth. That's how it's gonna be when he comes. And so, I mean, I don't want to veer off too far to the left, to the right, but with the chimeras and with all kind of stuff that they're doing doing all kinds of stuff that denote the days of Lot. And this is one of the things that caused Yah to say, all right, let's, you know what I mean? So we're going to jump into Jasher 19. We are going to share this screen real quick. And you see, all right.
This right here.
All right, y'all. Let's look at this real quick.
Shout out
all right.
Citrus Grove for,
all right, yeah, because this is a gem. She brought a gem. So shout out to the Citrus Grove again for bringing this gem. So we're gonna head down to 23, Jasher 19, verse 23.
24.
24. Okay, and
even 25 if you want to start there.
Let's
for context, we can start it.
Okay, so we'll start at 24. So at that time, the wife of Lot bare him a daughter, and he called her name Paltith, saying, because Yahuwah had delivered him and his whole household from the kings of Elam. And Paltith, daughter of Lot, grew up, and one of the men of Sodom took her for a wife. And a poor man came into the city to seek a maintenance, and he remained in the city some days. And all the people of Sodom caused a proclamation of their custom not to give this man a morsel of bread to eat until he dropped dead upon the earth. And they did so. And Paltith, the daughter of Lot, saw this man lying in the streets, starved with hunger, and no one would give him anything to keep him alive. And he was just upon the point of death. Okay, he was about to die. And her soul was filled with pity on account of the man, and she fed him secretly with bread for many days, and the soul of this man was revived. And for when she went forth to fetch water, she would put the bread in the water pitcher. And when she came to the place where the poor man was, she took the bread from the pitcher and gave it him to eat. So she did many days, right? Side note, we got people out here trying to feed people that are hungry, and we got cops rolling up on them and being like, oh, no, you got to go, or you can't feed them, giving tickets to people that are in food lines and stuff like that, oppressing these people that are already hungry. But I'm going to continue. And all the people of Sodom and Gomorrah wondered how this man could bear starvation for so many days. And they said to each other, this can only be that he eats and drinks, for no man can bear starvation for so many days or live as this man has without even his countenance changing. And 3 men concealed themselves in a place where the poor man was stationed to know who it was that brought him bread to eat. And Paltith, daughter of Lot, went forth that day to fetch water, and she put bread into the pitcher, into her pitcher of water, and she went to draw water by the poor man's place. And she took out the bread from the pitcher and gave it to the poor man, and he ate it. And the 3 men saw that Paltith did to the poor man, and they said to her, it is thou then who has supported him, and therefore has he not starved, nor changed in appearance, nor died like the rest. Okay, they were killing people like this, starving them out. And the 3 men went out of the place in which they were concealed, and they seized Paltith and the bread which was in the poor man's hand. Okay, and they took Paltith and brought her before their judges. Okay, and said to them, thus did she do, and it is she who supplied the poor man with bread. Therefore did he not die all this time. Now therefore declare to us the punishment due to the woman for having transgressed the law. Can I pause there and say that it is illegal to feed the homeless in certain places? You will get arrested if you feed the homeless, fine, whatever the case, right? Also, they just passed I don't know if they passed a law or they pronounced, hey, to grocery stores, if you see, or you are not allowed to cut discounts to people that receive SNAP, right? Because they're not receiving a SNAP, you're not allowed to cut discounts to them. It's some type of fair and equal treatment rule or whatever. And so they are not allowing people to help those that need the help, right? Same thing, right?
Mhm.
Okay. And so ooh, ooh-wee. And as
Yeah.
people of Sodom and Gomorrah assembled and kindled a fire in the street of the city, and they took the woman and cast her into the fire, and she was burned to ashes. Okay. All right. So I'm going to skip forward, right? And we're going to go to verse 44. And Yahuwah was provoked at this time at all the works of the cities of Sodom, for they had abundance of food and had tranquility amongst them, and still would not sustain the poor and the needy. And in those days, their doings and sins became great before Yahuwah. And Yahuwah sent for two of the angels that had come to Abraham's house to destroy Sodom and its cities. Right. So,
Streets right there.
yeah,
Make sure you don't
click
mix
it
it
out.
out.
Okay, so you see what you see that? You see that? And so when I read it, to me, when it was when Central Girl presented me, it's like, wow, that it came off as the tipping point. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was persecuted for trying to help the hungry, right? She was they had abundance, right? And they would not help the needy and the poor. And so here we are at the end of this, because we know, y'all, if we have any type of discernment, we could tell that we are at the end of this system, and we're getting ready to be born, right? We're getting ready to be born, and they are, just like they did in the first Egypt, trying to persecute our people right before that deliverance, right? Trying to, the scripture that we all know, search for our guilt, trying to get us to come out into the streets, and they can't seem to pull us out. They can't seem to pull us out of the house to come into the streets, because Yah has given us that wisdom in the spirit. We know, no, we're gonna sit back. We're gonna sit back. But that's the point. The point is that was one of the things that caused Yah to destroy the city. Not just the sexual, immorality and everything like that, and so on and so forth, but that, so it's all about dependency and control. Yeah. And what is that, Pastor Rick? Shalom, Pastor Rick. Shalom. That is how an abuser operates, right? An abuser operates in that fashion, in which they make you dependent and want you to be dependent, and so that they can control you and keep you, right? And so, but you're not going to be able to hold us. But we can tell by everything that's happening, everything that's geared toward us, right? All these things, that we are at the end. We're at the end. We're at the end of this. And from this comes deliverance. From this comes what we have been waiting for years, year in and year out, day in and day out. We've been watching, we've been praying, we've been waiting, we've been, crying out, and we are finally here. We're finally here. And I'm a hold right there, but
That's pretty much it. I mean, things haven't changed since 2019, 2020. That particular warp speed event that happened, things have not been the same. And it was the beginning of the end, that we can actually see something that's being rolled out into the public, because they've been planning the end for some time. Mm-hmm. They've been trying so many things to not only decrease world population, but to eliminate the Israelites from the entire earth. And this is, in my opinion, another way that they're going to try to do that.
Yes.
Because, what do they think? All black people are on Snap. Well, there's a good percentage of us that are. And the thing is, this is also going to be one of those holes that they're digging for themselves.
Yeah.
That they're going to fall into, because, I don't knock the hustle for anybody, but it's people who don't work, like as far as just, and are satisfied with 100% depending on
the
government finances, and they're gonna be out of luck. The first one's out of luck, because at least if you got a job, you can move your money around. This bill might not get paid. Might have to put a partial payment on this bill and then move some stuff around just so you can feed your family. But if all that's eliminated, what you gonna do?
Mhm.
And there's a lot of us, and there's a lot of Gentile nations that will suffer for it. And this is man, they're trying everything. It's
They are
actually
trying
it's
everything.
crazy
They
actually.
are trying everything. They sounded that alarm when he dropped that bill, his first term in 2019,
Hmm.
commemorating our 400 years. Ain't no commemoration. That was an alarm sound like woo woo. All right, y'all. All right, we here. We here. We here.
Yeah.
And then by the top of 2020, all hell broke loose. Boom. Then they come out with we got something for y'all. We need to get it to y'all first. Trying to
Hmm.
entice us with cheeseburgers and we're gonna give y'all $50 grocery card.
And
$50 grocery card.
Rick Ross tickets.
Yeah, Rick Ross tickets. I mean, when we were in Michigan, down the street from where we were, Rick Ross was having a concert, and you had to, hey,
You had to have
right,
your
if you
card
had your
that you
card,
got your jab. You had
right,
to have your
then
jab
you could go
card.
see Rick Ross. I remember when
One of my coworkers like, man, is this some way I could fake one so I could I could get a fake jab card so I could go see Rick Ross. I'm
like, bro, like, what are you doing?
this
What I mean?
is a bigger problem
Than Rick Ross. But the point is that they tried everything. You know what I mean? So that didn't work.
Goody Mom.
That didn't work, right?
Right, I'm done.
That didn't work. And then so they snowballed until okay, now we're at where what they're dispersing military into our neighborhoods, right? That man sat on TV and said, we need to use military, or we need to use bad cities. You know what that means, right? We need to use bad cities for what is it, military training or whatever the case. Like, and I want to share something with y'all. Again, shout out to Sister Essential Growth who sent this to me. I had no clue about it, but she sent this to me. This is golden, y'all. This is golden. Okay. I'm gonna share.
You keep going. I'm gonna just check on.
Share my screen really quickly.
Let's check on the babies.
And let's take a look at this. So a couple of months ago,
Sorry.
a couple of months ago, Trump out of nowhere tweeted this word here, Bella, right here. I can't highlight. He just tweeted the word Bella, tweeted it, or Truth Socialed it, we'll call it. And for the average person, you like Bella, like that's strange, that's weird. Why would you just tweet that word? Okay, or Truth Social it, whatever. You know what I mean? Why would you just post that? Just one word, Bella, right? So check this out. Share this here. Let's look up what Bella means. Okay, Bella. There we go. This is the word he tweeted, y'all. Bella. Okay. Proper name, masculine proper name of a location, right? But the word origin, can we come down here and look at the word origin? It's the same as this here, the Hebrew. This is the Greek. The Greek means it's just a name. The Hebrew means devour. Devour. So he tweeted this as he's sending military into our neighborhoods. Now, what does devour? What does that bring you to? Let's go to Revelation 12. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven. We've read this, right?
Yeah,
a woman clothed with the sun, the moon under her feet, and upon her a crown of 12 stars. And she, being with child, cried, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head. His tail drew a third part of the stars of heaven. They cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was what? Born. Right? Born. So this man tweeted that word, Bella. Right? Oh, Bella is mentioned in Genesis and Christ. Okay. To devour. Okay. Which means to devour. So is it me? Is it just me? Or does it seem like that these folks know? And I'm gonna tap into that if I can. essential growth. If these folks know, do these folks know the time frame of which we're getting ready to be born? Isaiah 60, right? Or Isaiah 66, right? They have to, right? Let's take it back to when Yahushua was walking the earth, right? When when Legion, right? When dude had all them devils in him, right? And they asked him, uh, they asked Yahushua to say, hey, have you come to destroy us before the time? They're not ignorant of times, and they're clearly not ignorant of our time of deliverance and birth, because if they were, then they wouldn't have commemorated our 400 years. If they were ignorant, they wouldn't be trying to do things to destroy us before we are delivered out of this nation. They know.
They got to know the timing.
They know.
They acted like they do.
They know. So you're positioning people at the feet, positioning military at our feet, waiting to devour us, right? As soon as the child is born. Now we know that there is dual fulfillment in that. The first one was obviously talking about Yahushua, when Yahushua was born, right? And how Herod went out and he killed all of the children 2 and under, right? You know what I mean? Trying to thwart that,
Sounds
right?
similar to Moses.
Same thing is going to happen when it comes to our birth, right? They're at our feet, because we know in Revelation 12 what they chase us out. Like, now, okay, pull that back. When we leave, they pursue. The devil, the dragon, pursues us and tries to overtake us with the flood, which whatever that means, whatever you think that to mean. The earth helps us and swallows that flood, right? Then they go to make war. They're wroth and see that they can't mess with us no more, so they go to make war with the rest of them, right? Whoa, look at that. See?
Very interesting.
See? And that's why we come together. That's why we come together. Mm-hmm. Because when you share, you share, and we, boom, just like different, information and such, it all comes together, right? How about that? Mm-hmm. And so, speaking of devouring, right, or speaking of knowing a time frame, why is it, y'all? Can I ask you this question? Do you remember how he said that, hey, we want to put together some type of like quick response force, and we want 500 a National Guard dispersed to every city by April? And I remember DJ and I talking, I'm like, well, by April means anything.
Anytime between now and April.
Right, because I said if I wanted to buy a pair of shoes and I want to say I want to get them by April, I could go get them next week. And I still bought them.
I need that file on my desk by 3 p.m.
Right.
Like, I ain't doing nothing. I can put it on there now.
Right. Exactly. And so he took it from April. It went from, by April, we need 500 in every city. Now they talking about, no, we need everybody in there by January 1st. By January 1st, we need 500 National Guard in every city, and you know where they're going, to our neighborhoods, by January 1st.
The bad cities.
And it's all
very bad.
All accumulating into this small time frame. Not to we can go into this 3-eye atlas thing. It's supposed to pop up in December 19th. So on and so forth. Just
there's a lot of speculation. 3-eye atlas. It's just the timing behind this whole hype, or what they are telegraphing. Mm-hmm. They're telegraphing an event. Mm-hmm. What is the event? I don't know. But they're telegraphing for it, and it's on mainstream news. When 20 years ago, they would have called everybody in the newsroom crazy. Mm-hmm. Maybe 30 or 40. Definitely. It's just something that has become mainstream, or something that was supposed to be foolish and nonsense is now mainstream. Mm-hmm. And they're saying that, NASA has got this, they got all this footage and things like that. What are they? And this is, I have the question I'm asking now, what is it that they are trying to, what are they telegraphing? What are they telegraphing now? I have my speculations. And one of them is that it's something that they can't control. something that they don't want to happen, or it's something that they may use to continue to turn this beast system on, to completely crash out the United States and a good portion of the governments that are her allies, and to create some Ronald Reagan quoted catastrophe that would bring everyone together. Some what did he say? Some alien threat. And then all of our differences would go away. Something like that he said, you know. What are they doing? This is exact, because I have my opinions when it comes to, it's not an opinion. I know what all this space stuff is about, and I'm not buying it. I know a lot of y'all ain't buying it. So what you doing? What you doing? What you really looking at? You know, because you can't get past the firmament.
Say that.
You can't get past the firmament.
Say that.
Yeah, alien threat outside from this world that would bring us together. That's exactly, So you can't get past the firmament. So exactly, what are you doing? We know this. You can't fool us. So I'm patiently awaiting this. I'm a little excited.
I'm very excited. I'm
excited because I enjoy when I'm ahead of the paradigm shift, because I don't want to be somebody that's like caught off guard, and the veil between the physical and the supernatural, or the extra natural, at least more natural than what we are accustomed to, other, the spiritual dimension, if I guess I'll word it like that. I'm glad that we're, and the majority of us are ahead of that paradigm shift, because it's going to break people's perception of reality, and they're not going to want to know what to do, which is why I think that Trump is setting all this military up in all these cities as well, because people aren't going to know how to act when this veil breaks. How it's going to break, I'm not sure. I know it's gonna, because they're talking about. They're talking on that. I have plenty of speculations, but I try not to. I try not to put out any like predictions and things like that, because it just gets messy. But I do predict something's gonna happen, and that's easy enough to see, because they're telling us that something is gonna happen. They're telling us that something's on the way, and it's not moving like an asteroid, and
they're communicating.
And come on,
kind of stuff.
This is not a movie. I know. This is something else, and I'm just excited to see what is next in the theater. What's next in the theater. But what were you gonna?
I just want to say that I hope. Okay, so we just got a webcam, because usually I use my laptop on my phone, and I've been looking up at this thing the whole time. And I hope when I go back and look at this video that I don't look crazy, because I've been looking up the whole time when I could have just looked at the screen. That's all I'm gonna say.
No, it looks better to look at the camera.
Okay. So let's make sure I'm not looking up. No,
that's what you're supposed to look at, or else.
Right, those African American aliens on the way. Okay, so sis, with that.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, thank you.
So,
thank you.
What are we dealing with here?
Right, like, come on. See, let's go. That's what we came here for.
All right, so let's speculate.
Can I say this before I forget it?
Okay.
Because I think I didn't forget it.
That's very kind of you, though.
Okay, wait. Okay. This is my speculation. This is my speculation right here. Look. Yeah. Okay, so I think that they know the timing of our birth, right? They know it's going to be a supernatural event. I think that what's going to happen is Yah's going to break the veil with our birth. Like, boom, supernatural glory shines down on us. Darkness upon the land goes on people, but the glory somehow comes down on us. It's going to be supernatural. Supernatural. These people aren't going to wake up one day and be like, I think that the black people are the Israelites. I think we should take them. No, something major and out of this world is going to happen with us. We're going to step back into how things used to be when the supernatural was normal, right? And not abnormal, or like, you got like, is it real? Like, no, it's real. And they're going to know it. So I think that our birth is going to happen. And then behind y'all breaking the veil, they're going to bring in their veil breaking deception, which may be the creatures that have been hiding in the water, which may be, that alien invasion, which mean the this, that, and other. And how do they know? I would say because they know time frames, right? I would say that
they took the ability for us to read the stars and to,
right,
and to
right.
know the times
Eric,
and things like
so
that.
so point, case in point, when Yahusha was born and the wise men came, they knew by the stars by what time it is where he was, that he was to be born and everything. So that where's the child? Where's the king?
It's deep.
You know what I mean? So they, yes, yeah. So I believe through that they know of the time frame of which our deliverance is to come.
And,
you know what I mean? And if they don't know the exact day, we'll just speculate. Say they may not know the exact day, like at 12:00 p.m. On
right.
Tuesday, December 28th, the Israelites are born. They may know the time frame of which, okay, y'all's getting ready to do it. Because look, they could see the movings and the shiftings in in the heavens and so on and so forth. We can't necessarily see that, but the way they act, the way they're acting as far as putting military into our neighborhoods at this time frame, it's like they are readying themselves to devour the child as soon as it's born.
They are acting like it. They and they can say whatever they want to is what you show me. What they're showing me is that they know something.
Yeah, they black and angry. That's my second speculation. Second speculation
is on that speculation, Eric Tinsley. Remember when Lot was taking his time to get his stuff together while the angels were there? First off, the angels came to his door and said, "It's time to go. You're gonna have to, Yahuwah's gonna outpour his wrath on this place. It's time to go." I could just imagine Lot, gathering some things and let me get this and that. Maybe he was more, just trying to grab some stuff, and the angels grabbed them and just pulled him out of the city, so Sodom could be destroyed. So I get the feeling that whatever's coming, whatever this three-eyed atlas is tied to our deliverance. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not saying they're gonna beam us up in alien ships because I don't know because the whole space thing is false.
Oh, we don't want it. We ain't trying to trigger nobody.
Space thing is false.
We ain't trying to trigger nobody.
There is no space. So what they are. Why all the hype? Why all the hype?
And they said like Brother Eric said, dude from NASA, scientist from NASA said that they tall, they black, and they mad.
I'm like, oh.
Now, wait a minute now. So can you tell the dream? Y'all, no, please listen to me, y'all. Let me tell you something. This is how y'all work. Okay, I had to close my eyes. Y'all, look at us. We real people. Okay, we ain't nobody playing no games. Ain't nobody no prophet, no prophetic. Let me tell you something. Oh, y'all spoke to me last night. But let me tell you something. Y'all be speaking, and I kid you not. Y'all. I woke up this morning, straight up. I was knocked out. I woke up and I looked over at DJ and he's on his phone and he's scrolling and I could tell he's looking for something. And I said, "What are you looking for?" And he said, "I'm trying to find a picture of this dog before I tell you about this dream." All right. And then he told me what he dreamed. Okay. So DJ, last night, and this is how it looked. It's been so long since we came on here. And the fact that y'all gave DJ a dream last night, and I just felt like it was in preparation for this conversation that we're having right now. So I'm gonna stop there. He was scrolling on the phone looking for a dog to show me before he tells me the dream he just had. Please share that dream, sweetheart.
All right. So I'll just kind of I'll add some details, but I don't want to get distracted with the details. This dream took place at night in our backyard. It's a pretty big backyard to me. So when I went out into the backyard, it was nighttime. And the first thing I see in this dream is these real big dogs, these big black and red dogs. Okay. And needless to say, I was scared. Like, I love dogs, but the bigger the dog, the more I'm like, I can't throw you. Some dogs I can just toss.
I almost barked like DMX. I'm sorry. I literally had to pull myself back.
Appreciate
that.
Okay. These big black and red dogs, if I was to describe them, they would be like Mastiff slash Rottweiler. But it's not even, it can't even describe them because their faces were more lean. Anyway, I seen these big black dogs, and one of them started to approach me, and I'm trying not to get ate. Even in my dream, I don't want to get ate. So I'm like, oh, look at the dog. That's my defense mechanism with dogs. Just be real nice to them. Oh, look at you. I don't want to show that I'm scared. I want to run because I know what dogs do when you start running.
I'm sorry.
So I was like, oh, look at the dog. And actually, it grew a little fond of me, actually. I was like, oh, man, I won't get ate by this one. But there was multiple, maybe 7 or 8 of these big black dogs. Now,
this is the kicker, y'all.
This is what these dogs were doing in my yard. They were guiding the sheep that were in the middle of the yard. They were guiding these sheep toward the other side of the yard. So when I saw the sheep, it was like I feel like Yahuwah kind of like made me focus in on them. And it was like a Quentin Tarantino, like,
no, you didn't.
How you zoom in, and I was able to see the eyes of the sheep, and how their pupils are kind of funny shaped. That's what I saw, and I can't zoom in, like, obviously.
You just did.
So these big black dogs, black and red dogs, more black than red. They had some red on their abdomens and stuff. They were like side by side next to these sheep, guiding them, like protecting them. And I think it was 2 sheep. I think it was just 2 sheep that they were guiding from one end of my yard to the other end. Mm-hmm. At that point, some other, these wild dogs, which must have been wolves or coyotes or more predatorial dogs, wild dogs. They were coming up, about to attack me, about to attack them, probably about to attack the sheep. And these dogs pretty much handled them, got them out the way. I believe they ran off because I was just trying not to run. I'm not trying to get ate. And that was the extent of the dream. It went on, but Yahuwah had me remember that portion of the dream. These big black dogs was guiding these sheep from one end of my yard to the other. And it's not the first time I've been dreaming about, animals, and how Yahuwah is giving me dreams using animals. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is that our son Elijah, prior to, and I kid you not, y'all, this is when I tell you 100% honest truth. Prior to when I woke up to see DJ scrolling, trying to find pictures of the dogs, it must have been middle of the morning. It was still dark outside. Our eldest son Elijah came into our bedroom and he was crying. He was like, I had a bad dream. He's crying. And I'm like, I'm sorry, buddy. It's okay. Everything's okay. You're gonna be all right. And he was like, he said, I don't know what to do. Like, he was crying. I don't know what to do. And I said, well, you can go lay in the room with your other brothers, and for comfort. So he did. And he went in the room and he lay down with them, and I could still hear him crying, like sobbing. And so DJ got up and he went in the room and he calmed him down. And then I fell back asleep. And then when I woke up and I saw DJ scrolling on his phone looking for this dog and talking about, he wanted to tell me about a dream he had, I knew instantly that our eldest son Elijah had a dream that night too. Now, and that's what I think. That's what I think. That's what I think. I think it's so. It was so like. It was so obvious. Like, y'all, you know how some dreams you have to break down and discern and be like, man, like, what do you think that is, or what do you? But I think this was pretty obvious. Now it goes deeper because we, Sister Essential Growth and I have been, just speaking on a lot of stuff pertaining to Orion and everything that's happening, and it was a confirmation to what we had been talking about as well. But I think that right there was what
in dreams.
Yeah.
In dreams, what makes you know the interpretation of something,
Mhm.
because sometimes the dreams aren't, they're not just, son, let me speak to you about this message I want to give you. Sometimes it's show you something, and he instills the meaning inside you, and
Mhm.
that's the Pastor Rick. That's the closest. That's the closest interpretation that I was given. It was almost, especially with there being two sheep. Now I thought there could have been more than two sheep, but I just seen two sheep.
And what, a remnant?
It could be a remnant, or it could be
two witnesses,
Judah and Ephraim.
It could be,
It could,
And the point is that we're his sheep.
We're his sheep,
and so I feel like that was, how Yah can give you a meaning of a dream, like boom, this is the meaning, but then he can give you the deeper, like it could be more to it than, he can give you the gist of it, like this is, you're gonna be protected out of here, they're gonna walk you out of here, and ain't nothing nobody gonna be able to do, because remember, the wild dogs came as the big dogs were leading the sheep out of our yard.
Mm-hmm.
In the corner, the wild dogs came in from the side trying to get at them, you know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
so there we go.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. But I want to tell y'all about this, and let me reiterate this. And this is no throwing, no shade to anyone or anything like that. But we believe in, how Yah describes the earth and the heavens and so on and so forth. So this dream that I'm going to tell you about, our son Elijah had, literally he came in first crying, talking about he had a bad dream. Then I wake up and DJ talking about I had a dream. I'm like, okay. So after DJ told me what his dream was, I called Elijah in the room. Like, Elijah, come here, babe. What did you dream about? You know what he said to us? Now he's 9. He said, I knew you were gonna ask me, and so I drew it. So he had already got the crayons, the color pencils, and he had already drawn it, and brought it into the room. So this is, y'all take with this what you will, okay? Take with this what you will. So he said that him, our oldest daughter, and our second youngest son, they were standing in a big window in our house, but they're looking out this big window. And he said when he looked out the big window, he saw 2 yellow lights. He saw 2 yellow lights in the sky. And then he said he's seen 3 shooting stars. He said there was one in the middle, one on top, and one at the bottom, which it has to do with Orion's belt. This is the time for it's deep, y'all. But what sister Essential Growth and I have been talking about. So anyway, so he's seen the 2 yellow lights. Then he's seen 3 shooting stars, and they were on top of each other, and they were going this way, right? And then he said he's seen a gray light, a gray something in the sky, I believe it was a gray light in the sky. And then he said he's seen Star Wars ships. And he said one of the Star Wars ships was going around the building, right? And then that was it. Okay, so Elijah had that dream. My son had that dream, and then DJ has a dream about the big dogs and the sheep in the wood and the wild dogs in the same night, right? So look, that's what it was. That's what it was. That's what happened last night. Now we haven't gotten on and spoken to y'all, or you know what I mean. You're like, man, I've been thinking about doing a live. I need to do a live.
And when did you set this live? When did you set it? You said it 2 days ago.
I said it like maybe I think it was like 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, babe, we gotta go.
You asked. Yeah, you text me while I was at work, and you said you wanna.
I appreciate you, sis. I appreciate you. And I seen this here. So, I wanted to shout out Pastor Rick here. Wanted to highlight it.
Passed by a lot of comments there.
Oh, sorry. My eyes starting to. Okay. I just want to say thank you, Pastor Rick, for saying that you're enjoying this as well. Thank y'all.
Yeah, thank you.
But I set this live a couple of days ago, and what is the likelihood? This is how y'all moves, and I just thank y'all so much for. It's just good enough to when he communicate with you, you be like, all right, I'm okay, okay.
It's scary,
me. Okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. I'm not bad.
Yahuwah will
like okay, we walking with him. He communicating with us.
These dreams that. If you ever received a dream from Yahuwah, sometimes they're just shocking enough for you to remember them.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of dreams I don't remember. Some of them are just don't make sense.
Not from y'all. When they're random,
yeah,
you know it's not from y'all. But when you locked in,
so I could see it on my son's face, my oldest son's face, that it was, he wasn't just trying to get out of bed that time.
No, he was frightened.
Yeah.
And when I tried to, I was like, well, if I would have seen what he saw, I was trying to figure out why it was so scary to him. Like why it was so scary.
When he described it, I was like, that's a lot for a 9-year-old.
And maybe that's what it is.
And it's vivid. And if Yahuwah is showing, because Yahuwah showed him this, it's going to be memorable.
Mm-hmm.
And like he did, I went up scrolling for a dog, and he
drew a picture. He already drew the picture. By the time I went and asked him to get ready to ask him, okay, now you tell me what you're dreaming about. He had already came in the room with the picture. Like, all right, and this isn't the first time Elijah dreams a lot. I would say a lot.
He's had quite a few.
Elijah dreams a lot, and
we have a log of them.
Yes, because
use these things to try to interpret times and seasons and things like that.
Yeah.
It's a blessing. I mean, we're just, y'all's children, trying to navigate this world, trying to do what we can do, and he's talking to us. He's talking to y'all.
Talking to our children. He's talking to other people's children. Yeah. Like this is a time where, the scripture that says, there's going to come a time where before we call, he's going to say, here I am.
Mm-hmm.
And it just seems like Yah is like talking to our people. He's always talked to our people. He's talking to our people more frequently. And so just, y'all, again, with this is why I say the window. So they're saying that this 3-eye atlas thing is supposed to appear at December 19th, right? At the same time, they're saying that they need to be at our feet, or dispersed into our neighborhoods and to our states by January 1st, right? And so I just feel like the window for some reason, and then watch this, y'all. So tell me why. Why is this, y'all? Why is this right here? Let's go to this real quick before I get. Okay, if y'all get, let me see if I can blow this up. Oops.
Go back to the StreamYard tab. Now go to that. Now go to image file. Now go to downloads.
This one?
Yes, I believe it's that one.
Okay.
Yep.
Can y'all see that? Oh, why I'm leaning all into it. Goodness gracious. Y'all know I am. Okay, so this is what happened. And this is what I'll talk about, a 9/11 type event, right?
And by the way, this article is not on Hal Turner anymore for some reason.
Yes, it's not on there. We can't find it unless something. I don't know what's going on.
It was on November 5th. Okay, let's just go back to the website. We're trying to gather our tabs and things like that, and it's not there. So
yeah. So this is the thing. So okay, y'all, I remember them saying about a month or so ago, when they see this man right here, you can't highlight it. When they see this man win in New York, they said that you better get out of New York. Get out of telling them folk, the Ish people, get out of New York, right? And so the day that this man is elected, parents are rushing to pull their kids out of school when he won. They're and okay, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Are you trying to get out?
Yeah.
Maybe just press that X.
And so here, stop.
Go to remove. Yep.
Is it remove?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So their New Year's Day. Interesting. I didn't know that. So So here's the thing, y'all. When we talk about 9/11, now
Y'all remember
I want to set this up.
9/11?
Y'all remember that?
Y'all
Okay.
remember
The day that it happened, none of those people showed up from work for work.
Those people.
You know what I mean? They got the 411 not to show up, and they did it. Now, a month before this man wins the election, okay, now you got to remember, we got to look deeper than, oh, they're saying that because he's Muslim or because he's whatever. No. Let's just go. Let's go under the level, just a little bit. Let's pry under it, just a little bit,
yeah.
right? Okay, they said when this man wins, get out of New York, right? They knew when this man wins, get out of New York. So the day he won, if this was just about, oh, he's Muslim and he's going to turn things around in New York, and that would be a slowly but surely. No. They said, why the urgency? Get out. So 9% of them left immediately, are leaving immediately. 9% of them are leaving immediately, and 25% of them are strongly considering it, and they're talking about going to Florida now. I believe it's more than that. They know that something is getting ready to happen. Why do they know that? Who knows about how top Trump officials hold on.
Mm-hmm. 1 second, y'all.
Okay. Let's see. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me pull this up real quick. I was gonna pull up anyone because I just need to read like 3 seconds of it. Okay, let's find it. We're talking about telegraphing.
Yeah, that's.
We're talking about telegraphing, y'all. Okay, so these people, they said when this man wins, get out. Right now, let's see this. Liberal outlets criticize Trump officials relocating to military housing after threats harassment. Now let's remember, we're going to go under that little surface level, the little story, the little cover up they're giving us, right? Mm-hmm. So some senior Trump administration officials have reportedly moved into Washington, D.C. area military housing amid blah, 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 lies. We ain't interested in the cover up.
So what do we get from that?
So let's stop right there, right?
Yeah, they're on the military base.
Okay. So we're going, okay, y'all. Where is it? Okay. So why are you moving? You trying to tell me that you so scared that y'all gonna leave y'all big houses where y'all live? All these top, the Noam, Christy Noam, Hegseth, all these top officials are moving on to military bases. They're moving on. They relocating to the military base in Washington. Why would you take? And they're taking the housing of prominent folk, generals or whatever on the military base. Why would you leave your house and go on a military base at the same time where they just told them people, when you see this man win, get out of New York? What y'all think? What y'all think about that? Somebody please tell me. What y'all think about that? What do you think? Is that not a telegraph? So they knew about the first one. They knew about the first 9/11, and they knew to pull back, stay home, don't go to work that day. And now what? Let's go back to a couple years ago when they were posting signs up about a nuclear situation happening in New York. Remember that? Mm-hmm. They were warning about a nuclear situation. They're putting it on the subways. Remember that, y'all?
Subway stations.
Remember that? And now they're leaving the same people that essentially say, sheltered in place during the first 9/11. These folks are now vacating all of New York immediately. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Yeah, no, they said, well, you know what? I don't know if they said when he wins. I think they said if he wins. Rather, if he wins. But if it's the same as when, they know, because these people are put in place, set up. You know what I mean? This was a time mark. That's what I feel like it was. I feel like it was a time mark.
Mm-hmm.
Something big is coming. They said that they need these quick response action force people. This sounds like an action figure. They need these folks in the land or dispersed throughout all 50 states by January 1st for riots and stuff. Now I got a question. Who's rioting? And I'm talking about real riots. I'm not talking about no stage riots. I'm not talking about no little protest and all little no king stuff. I'm talking about why would you need 500 people in every 500 National
central
in,
casting
in
riot.
every
not a central casting riot.
right in every state because of riots. Right? What are y'all? So y'all running to military bases, hiding. You're dispersing the military, right? The government is shut down. People ain't getting paid. The Supreme Court just ruled that Trump does not have to give people SNAP benefits. You know what I mean? They're doing all this stuff. You got 3i Atlas supposedly showing up, and maybe that's just a time frame in which we're getting escorted out. I don't know. Is coming in mid-December, which they need them there, all the military dispersed, in our areas by January 1. What is going on? Okay. How many people have had dreams? Let's recall, because sometimes God gives you dreams and you forget. How many people have had dreams about destruction happening specifically in New York? Babe, what about the movies we've been watching recently? Tapping into.
So the latest one that we watched, as far as a New York specific movie, we rewatched Cloverfield, and I thought that was a really good movie. And then I watched it again. I was like, I think how they recorded the movie was pretty creative, but the movie itself, you just kind of look for details a lot of the times when we watch these movies. Like War of the Worlds, everybody was bashing how bad that movie was, but y'all missing the point. These critics are missing the point. They just want it to be, another Tom Cruise film or something like that. Look at what's in the.
Oops, sorry. Go ahead, sweetheart. I'm sorry.
The messaging in the movie. So, one of the imageries that we saw in Cloverfield, of course, is the famous one they put in all the trailers, where the head of the Statue of Liberty goes crashing in the middle of the street, things like that. But we see the same type of imagery, symbology in so many movies. And there's another movie that we recently watched, Deep Impact. And I just want to, because it's not in our notes, remember they said that meteor was the size of Mount Everest.
Yes. Now, how big was it? 7 miles. Okay, like guys. So they're saying Deep Impact. We watched Deep Impact back. By the way, that was another movie where the Statue of Liberty was decapitated. And I want to get back to decapitation in a second. But so in the movie, they say that this comet or whatever that was coming was 7 miles wide or whatever, right? And I said 7 miles. I've heard that before. Yo, they said that 3i Atlas is 7 miles wide. Telegraphing much. Telegraphing much.
The meteor was called ELE, which is Extinction Level Event.
Extinction Level Event, and shout out to Sister Shauna that just shared this video about this she worked for the Bush administration or whatever. Tucker Carlson did an interview with her, and she said that they are preparing for an extinction level event. And so they have built all these underground tunnels and so on and so forth in preparation for this extinction level event, which, may just be Yahusha coming out the sky and boo, boo, boo. You know what I mean? Sorry.
Luke.
The dog is barking, y'all. Yeah, they man, I can't remember exactly what it was, but yes, the size of Manhattan, they say. Look at that.
Yes.
Oh man.
These details don't come out of nowhere.
Yeah, so they just be talking.
and this is what I mean by pattern recognition.
I'm gonna watch this because I have not seen
Escape
this.
from New York.
I have not seen
Okay.
this. Yes,
Escape from
extension level event.
Write that down.
And so, whatever it is, they've been telegraphing this thing in regard to New York, for a long time. I seen that 50 Cent of all people had posted something, and it was a tombstone, and it was like New York, yeah, or R.I.P. It was a tombstone that said R.I.P. Or New York, the year that it was founded or whatever, and then 2025. That is, these people are all puppets. That is what telegraphing, right? And so again, y'all keeps us safe. If you're there, you know what I mean, and you got to be there, y'all will hold you, keep you safe. But I will say that I wanted to point out something when it came to Isaiah 66. That's because that is what y'all gave me. Y'all gave me Isaiah 66, and I just wanted to share that there is something that stuck out to me about Isaiah 66. And I think that it's important to look at, the day of Yahuwah is a great and terrible day, and so what was interesting to me is how it jumps, right? We're going to go down to, we're going to start at 8 or start at 7. No, we'll start at 6. Okay.
Yeah, start at 6.
Okay, listen to this. A voice of noise from the city, a voice from the temple, a voice of Yahuwah that rendereth recompense to his enemies. Then it jumps right back, it jumps into the birth. Before she travailed, she brought forth. Before her pain came, she was delivered of a man-child. Who have heard such a thing? Who have seen such things? Shall the earth be made to bring forth in one day, or shall a nation be born at once? For as soon as Zion travailed, and I believe the travailing that they're talking about is Jacob's trouble, right? Because up here it says, before her pain came, she was delivered of a man-child. Maybe the pain that is to come. Because what? Let's go back to the scripture says that our people are led like sheep. We're being led like sheep to the slaughter, and he cannot suffer us. You don't think it is? Okay, I could be wrong, but the scripture that says that what was I just saying? As far as our people are being led like sheep to the slaughter. He cannot suffer us anymore to dwell in Babylon, but he will strike Egypt with plagues as before and deliver us. But all that being said, before her pain came, she was delivered of a man-child. Okay, so it talks about the birth. But what sticks out to me is this right here, which is the judgment. A voice from the city, a voice from the temple, a voice of Yahuwah that rendereth recompense to his enemies. And then it jumps straight into the birth. So I believe, and I could be totally wrong, I have never I have never professed to be a teacher or this, that, anything like that. But what I'm saying is that at the same time of our birth is the same time of their judgment. And so we're going to see it simultaneously. That's what I believe. That's what I personally believe. So.
And I refer to the dreams I've had because they're very strange, and strange enough for me to remember them to this day. And the feelings that they gave me when I was in the circumstances thereof. There was always chaos while we were. There always chaos during the time of our deliverance.
Yes.
And I'll just leave it at that. It seems to be happening simultaneously. I see a lot of chaos happening.
Yes, and all this darkness upon the land and upon the people. When are we going to get paid? Are we going to eat? This, that, and the other. What about our, what about healthcare? What about these tariffs? What about all this stuff happening with folk? This, that, and the other. And in the midst of all of that, I believe that's when our birth happens. We're taken out of here, and the rest, just like I gave that example at the beginning of those green peppers, is falling out the bottom of the box. Everything else is going to fall out once we, get up on our way. So
it's a lot of controlled demolition.
We just have to. It's time to remember. It's time to remember who we serve, who our Father is. If you have, this is the time. It's always a time to walk circumspectly. But if you are not, you best be, and that's straight up. You best be, because what is happening and what's getting ready to occur, you don't want to get caught up into the judgment of it. Now, understand that Yah says that He's going to pull even the rebels out. But how sad would it be to be pulled out as a rebel and then get purged in the wilderness? His word is true, and we see it coming to pass. And there is nothing that anyone can do to stop, thwart, or throw it off. And so, this is time to hone in, prepare. And what I would say is this: look, if you have time to prepare a bag, prepare one. Now, if you don't have time to prepare a bag, know that Yah's going to keep you, wherever you are, as far as when we come out of here. But if you have a
little bit of food
time
and water,
to
so you're not having to go out in the midst of these circumstances. Not to say that, I'm not going to dogmatically say that you have to have 2 weeks of food and water in your house, but you might want to at least set yourself up so you don't have to go out while everybody's running amok.
Yes.
In a panic over whatever is about to happen.
Yes, because something major is coming, and you don't run and hide on military bases when you got security detail talking about, oh, we're just scared of people because of threats. No, that's a cover up. Okay, and so yes, have some food, like you just said, have some food and water in your house, just because you can go out. If something pops today, boom, happens right now. Lights go out right now, right? Okay, wouldn't it be better that you have some food and water in your house so you ain't got to go out and try to seek that? You know what I'm saying? Some toilet paper up in your house, a little couple things. Not to say you got to hold out for 3, 6, 8, 12 months and prep. And this is the time of our deliverance and the time of their destruction. So let's not get it twist, turn upside down and think that we're in for hell. No. We're going to see some stuff, but Yah, this is the time that Yah is bringing us out so that He can restore us, restore health to us, bring healing to us, bring quiet and peace to Jacob. You know what I'm saying? And so, so it may be a little rocky coming on out of here, but this is the time of their judgment, their destruction. That's why we're seeing them get handcuffed. They doing yard work and stuff. You know what I'm talking about? And these people's getting rounded up left and right. We are witnessing the judgment of the people that enslaved, that had a hand and in our undoing, that scattered the power, according to Daniel, of the holy people, right? And so it's going to be a little funny up in here.
I mean,
but
transitions are always smooth,
Yeah.
With in music, I try my best to make smooth transitions between different phases of a song or beat or whatever I'm doing, but life is not like that. Even in our normal doings, transitions aren't necessarily smooth. Transitioning from one job to another, transitioning from one house to another, let alone the transition of power from the tail, from the tail becoming the head.
Yes. Yeah.
There's gonna be some. Don't you think there would be?
It's like handing off a baton. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. You running and you trying to put that baton out, and you run behind you like, take it. You know what I mean? Well, it may be is it forward?
Yeah.
But if the person is running, then they reach behind them, right?
Yeah, but you want to yell, take it to the person that.
That's running forward. Yeah. You're right. You must have ran before. But it is going to be a bit of it could be a transition,
a little shaky,
but know that Yah has us, and this is for our us being brought up, you know what I mean, and raised up.
Yahuwah has made us very resilient.
Yes,
and that's why I see some videos, some tweets or some YouTube shorts, and they're saying, how come
black people ain't this and black people ain't that? That's because
what do you mean? We've been, we're used to certain circumstances that you're not used to,
Yeah.
So,
I was too short to run. I'm like 5'1.5", y'all. I remember I ain't gonna veer off too far to the right. But I used to like to run until I was in like 5th grade, 6th grade, and I was running. and these kids was laughing at me because I pigeon toed, and so I'm like, I ain't running no more. But I do like to run. I do like to run, y'all.
Last time I ran full speed, it was at a skating rink. They had a sock race,
and he was hurt for like 2 weeks.
I won.
Yeah, but
These
he
are
was
younger
hurting,
folks, like
y'all.
maybe 10 years, younger than me, 10 or more years younger than me, and
He was hurt for like 2 weeks.
I was hurting the whole week. I'm like, man, I am
Yeah.
not in my 20s no more.
Right,
Even though I could
right,
beat you in a race,
right.
but I'm gonna feel it for the next week. So I don't know who actually won that race. I don't think it was me.
Yeah.
Transitions. The transition from being trampled on to being to being the head. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just gonna be easy. Maybe not. I don't think so.
I don't think it's gonna be like life or death. Let's get it straight. But what you're saying is that when we see the chaos hit the land and we're getting pulled out of that chaos and get pulled into safety, led out, however it works, y'all may, just like DJ Dream, just lead us out with escorts. However it's going to happen, we're going to be protected. But it may not be a pretty thing to see the calamity falling, in this place as we're exiting out. All I know is that the dreams that a lot of us have, there is chaos happening at the same time that we're coming out. And so it may be a little funky to see, you know what I'm saying? But we are protected. Yah has us. And there is not a worrying bone in my body. I'm excited. I am constantly.
It's very exciting.
I feel in my spirit. I just feel this breath of fresh air, and Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it's extremely exciting. It's extremely exciting because we're blessed to be in this time period.
Mm-hmm. It's a blessing.
Because our people have not had it too good. Mm-hmm. And they would have loved to go through what we're about to go through instead of
what they've been through. Think of 150 years ago. They would have loved
stuff that I don't wish to mention, but things that we epigenetically have in us. Things that we are exactly. And that's what I mean by epigenetics. We have had it so bad, worse than bad. This has been straight evil, demonic things being done toward our people all over the world.
Yes.
Scattered to the four corners and treated like trash everywhere, worse than trash. So this is the time to be in right now.
Yes.
This is the time to be
of our
in.
deliverance.
If I see, if I see if I see something crazy, or if I got to go a couple of days without eating just to make sure that, my children are straight, whatever the scenario is, I'd rather go through that, and, it's very exciting.
It's very exciting. Know that this is the time of our renewal. This is the time, that, again, like I said, that we've been waiting for, and our ancestors have waited for and longed for, even when Yahushua was on the earth. Will you at this time restore the kingdom? You know what I mean? Our people have been waiting for this for a long time, and we're here. So we're blessed, y'all. And so, just minor preparations. Just, hey, if like I said, the lights go out right now, it pop. Do you want to have to go out? No? Okay, well then just be a little, be smart about it and just have some stuff. So, hey, maybe you can lay low for a week until, however we are getting out of here, comes about, you know what I'm saying? Or, hey, if you got, time to pack a backpack with just some stuff in it, a couple of outfits and, some socks, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? Just so you can grab while you're going out the door, then do that. And, so there's nothing wrong with a little preparation.
If you got to leave with nothing, leave.
But if you have the ability to grab that backpack and throw it on your back, like when they say, all right, it's time to go, then do that. Do that. There's nothing wrong with being prepared. I believe that Yah is showing us what's coming down the line. He's allowing us to be able to see so that we can be prepared mentally, and we can be prepared, at least a little physically. You know what I mean? So it's just all signs are pointing to me. I could be wrong, and I'm not. Look, like I said, they could open up this government tomorrow. But with the government being shut down, people not being paid,
to switch.
With them saying get out of New York, with them saying, hey, by January 1st, we need all this military dispersed for this quick reaction force or whatever. With them saying that, hey, the tall black aliens is coming for the star people. Mind you, they said that. They said they communicated with Three Eye Atlas, and they said that they come in peace and they coming for the star seed. Look, I don't know. Look, we got whatever it is. Usually they veer off and be like, "Oh, a comet's coming. Oh, it veered off. Oh, asteroid's coming. Or it veered off."
Never in
history
they're like, has there been some sort of it's coming toward us, it's headed to us.
No, they're like, "Oh, we talking to, communicating with, whatever they say." Regardless, right. Obviously they're not. But you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's doing this and flips and this and the other. It don't have a tail. Now we getting images of it, and they got an entourage because supposedly right. It's anti-gravity. All the stuff that they're saying. They usually when they're lying, they cut the lie off at a certain point. I believe they still are lying, but what I think that they're telegraphing to each other is the Negroes are getting ready to leave. They're getting ready to be taken out of here. The capsule is a lie.
The capsule itself is a lie, but encapsulated in that capsule is some truth.
Bugatti's spaceship.
Yeah, shoot. You got the 215s in the bag. It's gonna be 215,000s or something.
Oh man. Yeah. So
we ain't gonna go there.
like you said, I like how you said that capsule or that's a lie. But there's something that they're looking for to happen in the time frame of December, right? To the point where they have to be in our areas by January 1st. That means that could be by tomorrow. It could be by 2 weeks from now. For some reason, they need to be in here at the time that this thing is supposed to show up and get the star seed. Okay.
Yeah, so
whatever.
I guess we'll see.
But all that being said, there is a lot happening, and there's a lot that I feel like is being telegraphed. So we just wanted to share those things with you guys. Hopefully we got it all, went over everything. There will be more. And there will be more.
We pretty much covered everything.
Yeah.
Just in the midst of us just talking. We don't necessarily always prepare notes, but
just to stay on track.
Just to because we'll just be hanging out with y'all, and it's just fellowship,
Yeah.
So the children are kind of calling me right now, trying to. They'll be okay. They ain't running down.
Well, y'all, I was just want to say that I'm doing more on-call work now. I've kind of stepped out of the workforce as far as every week, and I'm doing more on-call work, and so that has opened up more time for me. And so that's what I mean by we just been balancing a whole lot with a big family, and now that I have kind of stepped back and just doing more, hey, sure, I can come in and work a shift. Like, yeah, sure, I can come in and cook it up real quick. Okay, you know what I mean? That's where I'm at right now, and so that has allowed me more time. So I feel like I have given myself a couple of months to rest. From just like go, and now so it's more back into just the homeschooling, caring for the home, the children, everything that I do here, and then hey, yeah, sure, so step out here or there.
I work about 50 or more hours a week now. So.
Yeah, so it's I have more time, so y'all gonna be seeing more of me. You know what I mean? And DJ's home on the weekends. So, I'll be like, babe, come on, you coming. We gonna talk about some stuff, right? Yeah. But just wanted to say that, y'all, we don't plan on showing up and then dipping out like, all right, y'all, we see y'all.
See you in another 5 months. No.
Right. Yeah. It's great seeing.
Hopefully, it'll be
great
more
seeing
more
you.
regular because it's good.
It's
Good
good.
to,
It feels
it,
good
it feels
to
good
chop it up, y'all.
appreciate you
Chop
all
it up.
for coming through. A lot of folks in the chat. Thank you for being here. And just pray that sharing ideas and things. It's edifying. It's
Yeah,
edifying to
yeah,
us. Edifying, the conversation as a whole. You know, we're not trying to get on here and be like, let me teach you something. But
yeah.
we do want to talk about what's happening. We want to talk about what's happening.
And then just see what
Yeah.
bounce off of each other. It just makes it. That fellowship is good. Not to forsake the gathering together. Of the saints. You know what I mean. And back in the day, I used to. I mean, I don't know. I grew up a lone wolf, and then I met DJ, and I was like, now we two lone wolves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For the most part, yeah.
But I am getting more out of that. I don't have a lot of friends. You know what I mean? I have two really good friends. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't have a lot of friends, you know what I mean? So I'm used to being by myself, but it feels good to come together and to fellowship, and talk to y'all and stuff like that. So it is always good. It is always good. But yeah, y'all, I guess y'all gonna be seeing me. Even I ain't got nothing to talk about. I might put the camera on and just be cooking or something, and we could just talk. We just chop it up, y'all, or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so all you would do is just set it up like this if you wanted to, or anything but that laptop.
Yeah, that laptop is done. All right, y'all. Well, that's pretty much it. We're getting ready to go. I don't know why it's so hot in here, but I'm thirsty. I'm parched, famished. I'm gonna get something to drink some more real quick. And that's it. I appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all coming through and spending time and not being like, where y'all been at? We ain't coming. We don't want to talk to y'all.
Forget Hebrew projections.
Right. But shalom. Appreciate y'all. And see y'all next time.
Y'all take it easy now.
All right. Much love.
Till next time.
All right.